Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. It is really, really good to be with you all. And therefore, it's funny on Facebook today, 3 years ago, a memory popped up of our very first Marriott meeting in Evansville, Indiana, with Angela, Cheryl Voigt, and myself. I sent that to them. And some of you guys on this call were at that meeting, and that kind of launched our Team Unlimited group in Indiana.
Who was actually in that meeting that's on this call?
Anybody besides, I know Angela was there.
So 3 years ago,
Valentine's Day, Evansville, Indiana. It was our first hotel meeting. I'm not sure if anybody else on the call. I know Nina was very, very soon after that. But I think what we see here now, you guys, is it just keeps getting better. And one of the things that I really felt compelled to do was to update our Team Unlimited mission statement, because what we do is so powerful. And we wanted to talk about today what we do to create volume. And we have some interesting stories. But before we do that, I want to just kind of read this. This is kind of a work in progress, but especially for people who are coming to Zalise, coming to our team for the first time. We have a very noble occupation, and I'm really passionate about trying to put some of what we do in words. But we're called to this team as difference makers, committed to building a business from our homes, cars, and phones, and inviting others to do the same with us. We believe business can be a purpose-driven vehicle to serve others, to care for ourselves better, and to redirect dollars from consumption to income. We bring innovative Zalise products to market that create better health inside and out through hemp-derived science, and use social networks to share products with others in the most powerful form of leverage and free enterprise network marketing. We're bettering ourselves daily, harnessing our economic power through transfer buying and locking arms with like-minded people as we help each other create better lives and true financial freedom. So I hope you guys would agree with that. I feel like that is really literally what we do on a daily basis. And the greatest obstacle I think most of us have is in learning how to create volume. So I want to always think with the end in mind. This is our elevation call, and I'm just glad that you guys chose to join us on Valentine's Day. But I want to talk about our 4 reasons that we do this call, and I'm going to have Hal cover exactly what they are and kind of how we measure them.
So the 4 primary reasons we do the elevation call, we kind of break it down into elevating your business, like your volume, your business volume, which is where your income comes from, elevating your business, advancing in rank. When you advance in rank, it comes from increasing your business volume, improving your mindset, and accelerating your personal growth. So elevating your mindset and accelerating personal growth. And we do this in many different ways. So really what we talk about, we can break it down into 2 things: business volume and belief. That's it. Business volume and belief. And, we unpack that week after week. We unpack it in our individual and smaller group training calls. We try to connect you to get you to plug in to national calls in as many ways as possible, where that same kind of business volume and personal belief are talked about, promoted, fed. And so that's what we do. Now, I know a lot of you are taking notes. If I were you, I'd get my camera out. Most of you have a smartphone. On your screen is this statement that Lisa really worked hard on today, pulling together and trying to keep it concise and accurate. I would take a picture of it, and I would literally try to read that at least once a day for your business. You are a part of a team. You are not out there by yourself unless you want to be, and usually that's not very successful in this business. If you're not plugged in and promoting for your team to be plugged in, you're truly not going to be successful in this business. It's not the business model to be Lone Rangers. It's not the business model to go out and just kind of do your own thing and not to be plugged in. You can be very successful in other businesses doing it that way. But in the network marketing business, it requires you to be plugged in, to promote, to learn how to do this, to work as a team with your upline and your downline. And, what's great is we can do it from home. We can do it from our cell phones when we're walking around the block. Some of the most productive calls I've ever seen Lisa do is when she's literally walking in the neighborhood on her phone. And that's business. Isn't that awesome that you can be walking in your neighborhood and helping people, serving people, prospecting, doing those things? Or on the road. I know when she traveled back this last week from Evansville back here to Arkansas, she spends that 8 hours in her mobile office talking on the phone. She had appointments before she left. Several of you on this call are probably in that group. And that's how we can, it's how we do business.
And the way that we're paid on business is really represented through volume. And so one of the things I want to it seems obvious, but we start creating volume with our own consumption. And the more products that we have experience with, the easier it is for us to be able to attract other people who benefit from those same products. So personal volume, PV, is what we start with. And then we have several different ways of growing that volume by introducing products to people who might benefit from them, whether it's internal health, whether it's now Lachey. Shout out to some great Lachey stories. Mary Ellen and Roger did an amazing, 3 weeks on product on Lachey. Debbie Ray had a great 2-week picture, before and after picture on Lachey on her Facebook page. Cindy Alvarado, great 2-week picture on Lachey. You guys, it's just beautiful to see.
Eric Whelan, he did an awesome video of himself putting on his Lachey products in his bathroom. I think he was trying to follow in my footsteps. I don't know what he was doing, but it was wonderful because he was so natural at it. Some of you are a lot more natural at some of these things than you realize. You just don't know how good at it you are. You have maybe sometimes you have a self-perception that really doesn't match how you really are. And we often, Lisa and I, are often seeing people being much further along than they actually see themselves. And unfortunately, you'll never get there at our level of belief in you. You have to raise your level of belief in yourself. If your volume was based upon what we believe about you, many of you would already be area, regional, nationals, and presidentials. Unfortunately, your personal belief is not caught up to ours. And so just stepping out there, I think for some of you doing the Lachey challenge has really given you some confidence to have something to show, as well it should, honestly, from what we've seen, life-changing. And there's some of you, we've not seen your pictures. And I don't think it's because you haven't been using the product. I think it's because you're wanting to shock us here in a week or so. So anyway.
Well, Angela also did a great Lachey photo. So back to creation of volume, starting with ourselves, we can introduce this as a product and get customers, which is a great way to create volume. And then those customers can actually transition to become business builders and share this as well. Sometimes we can actually manufacture a team by specifically using language because you actually bait your hook with what you want to pull in. And instead of looking for just product users, we're asking people if they ever keep their eyes open for income outside of what they're currently doing. And we're looking for business builders. And one of the ways that the company kind of keeps track of who's really leading the company on this is the top 25.
The top 25 recruiting list for the week.
Yes. And so we want to give some shout outs for our team members who are on the leaderboard, the top 25.
At number 25, out of the great cold state of Michigan, is Laura Curdy at 25. Let's give a shout out to Laura.
Way to go, Laura Curdy.
At number 16, out of the state of Indiana, Nina Fuller.
Woo! Nina Fuller.
Nina Fuller on the leaderboard.
Look at her. She's like, woo! Nice job, Nina.
I took a snapshot of that earlier in the week and sent it to her. And then I tell you, our regular on the board is Cynthia Wiggins. She's number 12, 14 this week, again, out of Michigan. Michigan's tearing it up right now. Tearing it up.
Nice job, you guys.
So cold is no excuse, I guess, huh?
And exactly. And because we posted that what we're talking about, what it takes to create volume with Zalise, I want to kind of share a little story. And we did get permission to pick on this individual. We love her very much. And in fact, I think we should go ahead and just bring her to the line. Hey,
so
Beth
we can see her face turn red.
Let me see your face turn red. I want you to share your Zalise story with us, and then I want to ask you a few questions.
Well, my Zalise story is that I was a migraine sufferer for over 25 years. And I started on the product in January after meeting Lisa in January of last year. And I used to suffer with 4 to 5 per week, and I've had 2 to 3 in a year since then. So it has totally changed my life. And then I got on Lachey, and that was another change for me. So it's been awesome.
Well, you look amazing, Beth. And what is your occupation? So tell us what you do or what you did prior to Zalise.
I am a realtor.
And you're a very busy realtor at a very busy time, probably historic time in the world of real estate. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
And so, Beth, you obviously have had great results with both internal and external health. And you have made it all the way to community ambassador because you do this very part-time. And you have been on almost every single call that we've done. You've been plugged in for an entire year. And Wednesday, I believe it was, you called me and said, hey, can I come over and use your Wi-Fi to do a Zoom because your house is under construction? And you said, I have had 3 to 4 people that have asked me about Lachey, and I want to come over and do the presentation. Is that correct?
That is correct. I had posted a photo of myself before and after. It was actually after 5 days. I think I'd put 7 on the picture, and I had gotten so many responses from people that I wanted to I just decided to throw myself out there and invite people to Zoom.
Well, we're going to get back to what you just said right there. We're going to get back to that. You've had Lachey for how long, Beth, now?
We've had it, I think we got it around the 24th or 25th of January. We've been on it for about 3 weeks.
3 weeks, okay.
Yeah.
And so, Beth, you, like so many people who joined our business before Lachey, you had a great experience with our ultrasound. You and Greg both did. Life-changing with your health. Agreed?
Yes.
Okay. And you shared that with a lot of people, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And you and Greg even probably maybe a little more so than you, comes out a little more bold with just talking to people in general. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. And yet, did you ever have anybody respond to you about your wonderful life-changing health story over the last year prior to Lachey?
You mean on like a post or?
Well, just anything about your health. In other words, have you had the response in the year prior to Lachey like you've had in the last 3 weeks?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
So you're like so many people that you can tell them all about the health benefits, the science, and you do your best to explain why we need to have our endocannabinoids healthy, and we can make some progress with that. But we have to, in order to really build volume with that, or opportunities to build volume, we got to talk to a lot of people to find the few who are open-minded at all. And then in 3 weeks, you make a post or 2 with your new face from Lachey, and you got people calling you saying, tell me more. or, messaging you or whatever. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
And then back to what you said, which is you made a decision to just put yourself out there, do a Zoom presentation, and you called Lisa and said, hey, can I come over and do it at your house? Why did you ask for that?
Because we're currently living in a shop. And I would rather have your background if I'm doing a Zoom than my bed.
Okay. Your bed looks good. Looks really good. I didn't know that's what that was. It looks like, anyway, so it had nothing to, so it was just about the background. You had no need, you didn't feel like any need to plug in with Lisa or anything. Is that accurate? You didn't need her here to hold your hand?
Right.
Good for you, Beth. Love it.
Well, Beth, what really impressed me is that you decided that it was time to take action.
That's right.
And you didn't wait for me to do a, tandem business opportunity. You didn't check my schedule. You just said, I'm going to do this. And you were talking to me right before you did it. You go, I'm so nervous. What if I screw up? And I said, Beth, you cannot screw up. And you not only did the presentation flawlessly one time with a few people on, somebody came late and you did it all the way again.
You just recycled back for her.
Yep.
And so tell us the results from your presentation.
I've had one sign up and I've got 3 others that are, I think they're going to sign up just to get Lachey.
That's because you did amazing. Oh, so what presentation did you do?
I did the Lachey one. I did the PDF. I downloaded it and went through it and just read the slides.
So and I was across the room. Actually, I was back in the office here when they were doing it in the kitchen, and I heard Beth. I could hear her, and I'm just telling you, she was just steadily reading the slides, going through. There was one point, I think someone asked you about what is squalane, and you're like, hey, Lisa, what's squalane? And the answer, you got the answer from Lisa, but I learned a long time ago, one of the best answers you can give anyone is, I'm not 100% sure, but I can find out for you. And you know what? You make a note of that, and it actually gives you a reason to call them back. Think about that. Anytime you don't know the answer, you say, I don't know that, but let me find out and get back to you. Is tomorrow a good time to get back to you, or a little later tonight? And then you can actually do a follow-up with it. But anyway.
Well, Beth, I just wanted to say I'm really proud of you, and you have provided a great example of courage and the ability and the willingness to take action to create volume. And it's very exciting because I know that this is just the first of many, but we just wanted to give you a shout out, kind of the Courage Award, and say we're just proud of you.
Well, thank you. I would not be where I am without y'all, without your guidance, and I appreciate it very much.
You look like you're 20 years old. So
you look like a teenager there, girl.
Hey, I'll take it.
I'm telling you.
Well, thank you, Beth, for being willing to be on. And I want to shift over. Right underneath you is Nina Fuller on our screen. And another, Nina looks like she's 20 or 30 herself. But Nina, you are on the leaderboard. And I want you to tell your Zalise story, because you have been on the ground floor with us in Indiana. But I know that this has not been just an overnight success story. So tell us your Zalise story.
My Zalise story started about 3 years ago when both Andy and I were in remission from different cancers. We have 2 special needs daughters. One is very demanding, requires 24/7 vigilance. She's very high functioning with Down syndrome and other alphabet titles, and very complicated life. So we're both recovering from cancer, which means we have a lot of aches and pains, fatigue, and we all needed a change. We started researching CBD because my husband is really progressive, and he actually understands the plant itself, hemp's cousin. And we realized that CBD could possibly help our daughter. So we started giving her a product, but we realized pretty quickly that it wasn't as effective as it could have been. It was then that a friend reached out to me and said, hey, would you like to come to a meeting to learn more about a CBD hemp product called Ultracell? And I jumped on it. I said yes. And actually, the first night that I attended anything was just a second at Archie and Clyde's. It was the same day, January 31st, that my husband went into the hospital to have his gallbladder removed for an emergency, and my daughter-in-law went into labor and had a baby at the other side of the hospital. But I was so interested in attending this meeting that I literally zoomed into the restaurant, asked for any information, and left. And it was then that Angela Noble looked at me as if she should have had a V8. She goes, ah, and it was somebody else that had invited me. But that was my intro to Zalise that night, just briefly. And then the next event was literally already booked at our Wired Coffee House. So even though my husband would have been there if I hadn't gotten involved, I got involved with my own building as the host. So we have been with Lisa and now Lisa and Hal for 3 full years. And it's very part-time, but not part-time passion. I think about contacts every day. I am constantly looking for opportunities to share. And one of my daughters, who also has Down syndrome, she's 26, she says, Mom, I want to join Zalise. I want to help you build your business. And so one of these days, I might just take her up on that. But for now, we are building, and we come and we go, and we have people that say yes. We have people that ghost us. But you know what? I just keep dripping on people. I keep posting things on Facebook. And when I see others that are posting issues relating to either stress or their health, I private message them, try to make appointments to meet with them either in person or via Zoom, so that they can learn what I've discovered. And part of the original reason for us getting in Zalise was so that we would feel better. And it really was a life changer for me, because all of the post-chemo health issues that I experienced are minimal or gone completely now over the last 3 years. So I started playing pickleball, which is not for the faint of heart, but it is akin to tennis. And in my younger years, I was very athletic. And so it feels good to be active again. I am 64 years old and looking towards a healthy rest of my life. And not only for our physical health, but emotional and mental as well, so that we can continue to be purposeful in what we do. And the way we meet other people is very important to us. And it's my passion to help people. And so this brings it all together.
Well, Nina, awesome. I want to just recognize you as being number 16 on the leaderboard. That's mostly Latin America. So you're probably even higher up on the US one. But what would you say is your number one way of creating volume?
Is letting people know when we have specials, letting them know that this is a great time to get started in either the business or using the product. I think most people want to use the product, and I just hope that many of them then say, wait a minute, I can do this business too. So I try not to take anything personally when someone says no. And I think it was Eva who said at first, just drip on people. So I think drip like honey, a little sweetness, always be kind, kill them with kindness is a saying another friend has. Just be kind to everybody. And if they say no or not now, or they ghost us, we just keep dripping.
That's awesome, Nina.
Great job, Nina.
We just
Thank
really
you.
proud of you for
You're
your
rolling back.
persistence.
You're rolling back the clock.
Aw,
Seriously,
thank you.
you look great. You really do.
Thank you.
But I
That's
will
the
say,
day.
here's the thing, guys. I don't want to miss this. Lachey is great for the face, but I'm telling you, there are some of you who are like growing on the inside in ways that would make anyone look younger, feel younger, more free. And there's a lot of you that I know that's happening for. So again, Lachey is great. But I will say that there are some of you who definitely we know, because we hear it from you, we see it, we see the work you're putting in, and you're doing that personal growth, that accelerated personal growth, the improvement of mindset. All of that is a great match for our faces that are turning back time.
So just in summary, guys, when you think about creating volume, what it starts with is plugging in. Because both Nina and Beth have plugged in. They don't miss Zoom calls. They don't miss live meetings. I know Beth, when we're here in Arkansas, she's always here. Nina, when we're in Evansville, is always there. They are front and center, always plugged in.
And they're also plugged in with personal coaching, which they have asked for.
Right. And so there's two forms of plugging in. There's fly on a wall. I'm going to listen to what we're saying. I'm going to listen to the Freedom Call. But then there's putting yourself on the line, meeting with us one-on-one every single week. That's the personal coaching. And both Beth and Nina do that on a weekly basis, which is.
Can I say thank you, Hal and Lisa. This is Valentine's Day, and so I want to do a heart. I don't really do them very well, but a heart to say thank you for the love that you pour into each of us. And there have been times where I was feeling low, and you listened, you encouraged me, and you've actually said a couple of, not harsh, but reality. You spoke real tough things into my life, and I want you to do that. Not too often, of course, but we need to hear those things sometimes. And that's what iron sharpening iron does. There might be some moments where sparks fly, whether they're overt or whether they're hidden, but that's what we need for growth. So thank you for being real. Thank you for being encouraging. And you're loved very much by all of us.
Oh, Nina.
Thank you.
Yeah. Love you guys too. And literally, you show up every single week, Nina. And I know that weeks that are difficult for you with all the responsibilities that you have. So thank you for that kind statement. So plugging in, if you're taking notes, plugging in, you don't build the business without part of the team, as Hal mentioned. But number two, it's making a decision. Making a decision, a personal decision. And that's what Beth did. She made a decision to take action despite fear, despite she might have felt like it was jumping off a cliff because she did not know what would happen. And she was in front of me and Hal, which might make her feel awkward or like it make her feel stupid. But she took action personally by doing a presentation, by doing something that was kind of out of her comfort zone. And so making a decision to take personal action, nothing happens with volume without that step.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
100%.
100%. And then some of the ways that can happen, that personal action can be practicing conversations. A lot of times when we're doing our personal coaching and people say, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And I'm like, our job is to create conversations with people. Your job when you contact people or when you bump into people, 3-foot rule is not to say, hey, I want you to buy product from me. It's to create conversations and determine where is the need. Where's the pain in their life that we might be able to have a solution for? This is about solving problems for people, not selling product. And the better you get at creating those conversations, the better you get at identifying where is a solution. Is there anything about your health or your body that you would like to improve? Are you somebody who looks for ways to diversify your income? Are you somebody who has a skincare program that you would be willing to look at transfer buying wholesale from yourself, getting tax advantages? All those things are ways to create conversations.
And Lisa just gave 3, but if you're plugged into the Freedom Call with Stephen on Sunday night, if you're plugged into our calls on I said Sunday night. Stephen's on Monday night. We're on Sunday night. Jenny and Tony Lusby every other Saturday. Some of the back office, just go into the back office. If you will plug into those things, you will attract to yourself, to your mind, to your thoughts, to your own language, conversational pieces pieces that you can naturally just talk with people about. There is an abundance of conversational bites, you might say, just little, you can call them tools, but really they're little dishes, they're little cookies, they're little Valentine cupcakes that you can get if you're plugged in. A lot of people will plug in maybe for a half this call. You're on your phone, you're doing this, that, and the other. While you're on this call, you're listening. We're glad you're here. You're showing up for this. Stephen's call, same way, maybe. And then the week goes by and you're back on this call. You're back on Stephen's call. And then another week goes by and you're on maybe our call, maybe Stephen's call. And all of a sudden 3 weeks have gone by and you've plugged in trying to build the business, but you really haven't done anything in between. And you've not talked to other people. You've not made that decision to gather for yourself tools to work with or things to give to people to communicate the message or to get them curious or just anything.
And on that note, I wanted to just give another shout out. And I see Blair is on the line right now. And Blair is one of our, she's not new to Zalise, but she's new to building the business.
She's new to making a decision to build the business.
To making a decision. And she did some things that were very new to me. And I think new to her as well, in terms of we did our first presentation with translation with somebody in her organization, Chris. And Blair, are you there? She's on the line, but she might be muted.
Yes, I am.
Blair?
Megs and I are in the same room, so.
Well,
are y'all not going to show your faces?
I have my face. I have my face hidden. Hold on, let's see.
You guys are, Blair.
Not makeup or anything.
Y'all, hey, Blair and Megs. Well, let's just say Blair. I want you to tell your Zalise story.
Well, I'd heard about Zalise and how, I heard about it through Megs, and Stella, my dog, had a stroke and she wasn't supposed to make it, but I started giving her CBD and and just working with her every day, and she's back to normal. So it was really amazing. She was paralyzed on her right side. So, it was not looking good. No one thought she would make it, but she did. And I give the CBD all the credit, because it's just amazing. So because of her result, she takes it every day and loves it. So I take it every day, and I've been on it for, I guess, a year and a half. And I was just seeing just incredible results. And all of a sudden I was just like, well, I'm an idiot if I don't do this. So here I am.
So Blair, you're in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yes.
And your background is commercial real estate. So this is a very part-time thing for you.
Yes, it is part-time. I'm hoping to make it full-time. But...
All right. Well, we're excited about that. And let me just tell us what 2 things that you did this week that you've never done before. And actually, I've not done a whole lot of it. That was pretty amazing.
What did I do? We got on a call with this Chris, and we had a presentation in Spanish last night.
On Zoom with Mexico.
Oh, yes, with Mexico. And I believe she has some people in Mexico interested in joining the business. But I'm so proud of her. It was her first presentation ever. And she was just speaking Spanish, her second language. And I was so impressed. She did a great job. And I couldn't understand anything she was saying, but I could hear the passion behind her voice. So
Chris is pretty passionate, wouldn't you say?
Very passionate.
Yeah.
She's a passionate person. So congratulations to you for making the decision not too long ago to really plug in with us much more with the business, learning, and then reaching out to other people like Chris, and then encouraging her to get connected with Lisa, and then y'all putting that together. Again, you made several personal decisions to move your business forward and it's helping those people. So, you know, that's what this is all about.
The other thing, Blair, that you finally said to me, you know what, Lisa, is it okay if I just text you? And I said, please do, because the only people I work with are the people that text me or call me for help. And you've been doing that really well. And the other thing that you and Megs both did was to facilitate a Zoom meeting with a gentleman in Colombia.
Yes.
And even though he's not coming on board yet, that in and of itself was very impressive, because a lot of us, you know, we've just only built in the US. And so you've done 2 different countries,
I know.
Spanish, and that is a lot for somebody who's fairly new to be able to facilitate. And I'm really proud of you for that.
And I have a question for Megs. Where'd Megs go? Megan, is she around? Hey, Meg. So here's my question. Is it more exciting to enroll somebody new or see your new building people?
Wait, what'd you say? Blair's internet sucks.
Okay. So I asked, is it more exciting, because you've been in this industry a little bit, is it more exciting to enroll somebody new or to see someone like Blair and Chris do what they're doing?
Are you kidding me? It's more exciting to see what Blair and Chris are doing. Like I'm like wanting to be a fly on the wall, like in y'all's calls and stuff. Like she was like wanting to put Lisa on, you know, with Federico in Colombia, and I'm just like, I'm gonna sneak in and watch and listen. And I mean, it was totally like her thing, so that makes me happy.
Yeah, isn't that cool? We're really building teams of people, helping other teams of people. And Megs, I have to say about you that you do a really good job. I don't know if it's voice, what on these voice message things you leave, but you're always making those calls to connect people to you're plugging them into the right people. And I just want to commend you for that as always. You're a professional at this business.
Hey, you know what though? I've never had a Lisa. So that's what's so awesome, is like, I've never had anyone to plug anyone into in my life. So this is all new for me. And I'm so grateful for her and you guys, because I never had anyone to call.
Mm-hmm.
They were always, it was like, figure it out, Max. So this is like new for me to actually watch someone help nurture and pour into somebody on my team. And that is like, it's the best blessing. So I love you, Lisa. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Megs, we love you too. And so you guys, thank you for letting us just use you as an example of a successful team and just reaching out, because, you know, oftentimes none of us really know exactly how to do the next thing, but together we can do it. And it always works out. So Blair and Megs, thank you. I'm excited about what y'all are building both here and in Latin America. So thank you for
Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you so much. You were just amazing. So
you
thank
guys
you.
just keep doing what you're doing. And we're just really proud of you guys. All of y'all are going to be on the leaderboard next. That's one thing that we love to see, is just that decision, that plugging in, personal action, and then you show up on the leaderboard. Like Laura Curdy is on the leaderboard tonight, who brought in Megs, who brought in Blair, who brought in Chris. And it's a beautiful thing to see.
That's right. All right.
All right. So that's what we wanted to make sure that everybody knew, that the way to create volume with Zelise is to plug in, make the decision, take personal action.
Yeah.
Any action is better. Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction.
So practice makes progress, not perfection. Remember, practice makes progress, not perfection. And we're looking for progress.
And then I wanted to also give shout out to our wonderful leaders, Jim and Linda Ferguson, who also supported us at our Evansville meeting. Thanks to Angela as well. Jim and Linda, happy anniversary to you guys, to you lovebirds. We want you to come to the line, and just any final words from you guys.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm trying to undo myself here.
Leave that
careful.
picture up. That's a cute picture.
Wait, let me clarify, not undo myself.
That can be dangerous on Valentine's Day.
That's right. Now, great call, guys.
But it's not our anniversary.
Great call, guys. You always bring it. Hal and Lisa always bring to us everything that can help us grow our business. And yeah, doing volume, that's where it is. You know, we make money two ways in this business, by changing rank and generating volume. So you can't separate the fact that when someone gets in, if they want to make income, we have to teach people how to do volume. So thanks so much for to everyone that shared. Gosh, you know, so much is happening, so much is moving forward. You know, it's just, it's very exciting. Love it.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate all that you guys and your team does. And also just a shout out to Steve and Jenny Todd. Steve and Jenny Todd, can you guys come to the line without telling us how warm it is in Pensacola?
Oh, they will, no matter what we say.
Hey, guys.
Hi, guys. It's nice. I mean, it's just a little cold, but it's not like what you guys are going through right now. You know, it's tough. I'm sure it is. So we're just thankful for you guys having your meeting tonight and being the consistent leaders you always are. So.
And I'd like to thank all the people that shared.
Yes, very much so.
I love hearing what other people are experiencing and going through. That helps tremendously, you know, because I think so many times we just feel like the Lone Ranger. We're the only one that has no shows. We're the only one that didn't have a customer. And I just love when other people share the same thing that we're going through. I just loved it, you know. And again, thank you, Hal and Lisa, for your leadership. You're awesome. We just love you dearly.
Thank you.
Well, you guys, I'm just impressed with your consistency, because Jenny Todd every Sunday morning will send me her activity report. And that's all she does. She just sends me the activity report. And you guys are just a great example for all of us of consistency, leadership, mental, I mean, absolutely tough-minded mindset. And I'm excited that next Sunday that you guys will be sharing some tips on mindset training with us.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Get ready.
Awesome.
Speaking of mindset, I want to bring somebody on. Hey, Eric, are you still on there? Or did you guys go?
I am here.
Okay, show your face.
My face going 3 weeks on leash.
So hey, that's great. So tell me this: what mindset shifts have you made in the last couple of weeks? Just share with everybody what you're, just a little bit.
Well, I've actually taken into positive affirmations in a way. I've been listening to somebody called Abraham Hicks and the Power of Law of Attraction, and I listen about 30 to 45 minutes a day in the car, going to sleep, and it's new behavior for me, and it's a lot of changing the way I think, really. And so when I feel myself getting negative, I can bring in one of their positive affirmations, and that just makes a big difference. So one of them is, good things are always happening to me. And I can say that 4 or 5 times, and all of a sudden my attitude's changed. And I could just be sitting at the sink saying it. I could be driving down the road saying it. I could be wherever, and it works. And I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I mean, a couple of weeks ago, you called. It was a Monday morning. You called. We were going to go over some things, and you literally said, "You know, I've made a decision. I'm going to give you the list of the positive things that have happened the last week." And I was like, "Oh, awesome! Eric just made a shift." You know, he just literally, he went down a whole list, and I'm telling you, it was a lot of great stuff. I used a different word when I said that to him. I won't use it tonight. It was a lot of great stuff that he said. It really was. And he just went through a list of probably, I don't know, 7, 8 things, appreciating the positive things rather than, well, I called this person and they didn't call me back, and, you know, those kinds of things. And it made a shift. I knew it. And then the next week when we talked, you were right back on that same track, literally. And now it's been 2 weeks removed from that, and it's remaining that direction. It's direction. And Eric, when we started, what would you say about the glass?
I operate from half cup. My cup is half empty. That's
There
how
you
my
go.
mindset.
But now what is it?
It's half full. It's about to be brimming over, I believe.
There you go.
That is so awesome.
That's beautiful. I love it. Thanks for sharing.
Sure. Thank
You
you.
look good, by the way.
You do look awesome. You both. Kristen looks amazing too. It's just
These shades really working well in this household.
That's great.
You guys,
Look forward to
I
it.
love the way you guys share it on social. So that's a wonderful thing. And so just you guys, we would love if anyone has a comment or a question. This is the time in the evening. We want to just welcome anyone new, anyone who's going, what in the heck am I getting myself into? This is like a family, and it's Valentine's Day, and we want to share the love that we have for you guys on this call. I mean, we could not be with people we love more on our Valentine's Day. So we love you guys so much. And it is just my greatest joy to get to work with you guys as a group, individually, and to meet your friends and family and prospects. And sometimes you guys don't trust us because you don't really introduce us to many people. But when you do trust us and you do bring us on to your calls, that is the highest compliment. So any questions or comments before we close this call? Susan?
Do I look like I'm ready to say something?
Yes, you do.
I was wondering if a couple people would just share some of their openers, like some of their, I haven't made a call yet. I'm pretty new. And I just thought I'd like to hear if some people want to say like one or two sentences that they use to get started.
Great question. Does anybody want to help Susan out?
Not your best one, just anyone, like just a
There
bunch
you
of
go.
suggestions.
Thank you, Susan.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll do one. Hello?
Yeah, we
Yes.
hear you coming in loud and clear, Ed.
Yeah, just a real simple, hey, if you got 5 minutes, I'd like to talk to you about something that can make a major change in your life. And if they say yes, then I schedule a time with them. I don't do it right then, and schedule a time with them and get back to them.
Perfect. Great,
Awesome.
great suggestion.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Ed.
Susan, this is Jenny Todd. We have a lady in our neighborhood and she has 5 big dogs and a horse trailer. And I have been, today I just stopped by and I just asked her, I said, what kind of CBD do you give your dogs? And she didn't know anything about CBD. She'd never even heard of it. She goes, do what? But I had some flyers there and just talked a little bit about her. You know, she she's going to look up the endocannabinoid system and read the flyers. But I just stopped by and what kind of CBD do you give your dogs? So.
That's perfect.
That's great, Jenny. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
You know what else I like to use on that note, Jenny? When somebody has never heard of CBD for dogs or for pets, that WNDU TV spot
On YouTube.
on YouTube, and Susan, I can send that to you, is a great validation because it was not produced by Zalise, and it's very, very, you know what I'm talking about, Steve and Jenny? Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Susan, I'll send that to you if you don't have that. Anybody else want to share? Yes, Kristen.
Hi there. Well, one of the things I like about Lachey is it's such a good add-on for people who do services like estheticians, even massage therapists and such. So if I'm driving around or I'm going through maybe just the local radius of, let's say, an esthetician, I'll notice something about them and I might give a call and say, hey, this is Kristen. I noticed that you've got a spa area. I've got a couple questions about your skincare. Oh, and do you have a few minutes? And then I'll find out. And I'll say, what are you doing to help, help your clients with their skin health needs? Oh, well, we can't do much. We give facials. We can't really do anything. Great. That's one of the reasons why I'm calling. What do you know about cannabinoid infused skincare? Or depending on their answers or something. But if I can come in with why I've noticed them and ask them what they're doing, like let's say a business, again, to better support their clients, and then I can get from their read, I have my next direction. That's just one example.
That's
Awesome.
awesome.
That's a little bit more of a retail approach and maybe a cold market. So that's a great one, Kristen. Thank you for sharing.
Yes, but there's a lot of people out there just in conversations where they're looking at their nails and I'll say something about their nails and say, oh, what do you do about your skin health? So you can kind of do it in different ways and kind of gear it.
I like how you're asking questions, Kristen. Brilliant.
Since we're still unmuted, I'm going to read one. I put together a sheet of scripts, and this one sticks out. The reason for the call is I'm getting started in a new business. I'm calling all my contacts to share with them. I don't know if you're looking for better health or another stream of income, or perhaps this is not right for you, but I promise it's worth a few minutes of your time to investigate and then go ahead and clear the time if they have time at that point in time, or make a later appointment.
Awesome.
That's great. And, if they'll give you an appointment, great. If they don't, if they say, send me some information, what I like to send them, I'll ask them, how familiar are you with the endocannabinoid system? And I'll send them Rachel Knox's video. And the reason for that is third party. It doesn't send them to our website, which I don't think is the best thing to do, to send people to your website to start. I really don't. I think they need to get hungry for the ECS, for their own health. And so that's a great start. But nonetheless, and even that's a good send, even if you have an appointment with someone. But anyway, those are some helpful things.
Susan at Ferry, did that help you?
That was great. I really appreciated that. Thanks, everyone.
One of the things I want to say, and this is new for me, and it's happened just in the last couple of days, coming from conversations with Lisa, it's really kind of a practical spiritual mindset piece. But I want to go ahead and share it now. Maybe we should have developed it a little more, but I just want to share with you. And it has to do with this. There are people out there that you do not see because you don't see them. There are people out there that you do not see because you don't see them. And what I mean by that is there are literally thousands of people that every single person on this call could be sharing with, asking with, but you do not see them. And unfortunately, it's partly because you don't believe that they are there. You do not believe that the prospects are there. You don't believe that they are there. And so let me give you an example. I'm doing some personal study into some areas that I don't understand. I can't see it when I turn on my computer. I can't see it. I haven't been able to see it. I'm looking for certain things and I've not been able to see it. But what I've said the last 2 days is I will be able to see it. It's there. It's not hidden. I just don't know what I'm looking for. I can't see it yet. And today I was able to see it. And twice today when I was here at my computer going through some training, Lisa sitting here twice today, I was going, yeah, I can see it. I can see it. And so point is that with people that you could add to your list or people you could talk to, whether it's an everyday occurrence of life or people that could be on your list from your past that you haven't written down, they're there. Most of us just don't believe that they're there. And once we start believing that they're there, then we'll still start seeing them. And I'm talking about the people who are going to want to hear what you have to say and to share with them your experience and what you're trying to educate them. So rather than limiting ourselves to what we can see, we need to start believing that there are more people who are wanting our message than what we have seen so far. And so, Susan, as you go about contacting or writing this list down, try to write down the ones that you think, but also be open to ones that are going to come to mind or that you meet, and you'll write those down as well, or you'll get those opportunities.
And let us be involved in the process.
That was
awesome. Well, you guys have an amazing rest of your Valentine's Day. And unless there's any other questions.
By the way, can y'all see that? I love y'all, but I might love that little rascal more than y'all. That's my grandson.
He's beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Susan.
He's in too far away.
Listen, guys, have an amazing week. We'll see you on the Freedom Call tomorrow night. Stay warm. Those of you guys who are in the middle of the United States, and
Be safe.
Be safe, and let us be involved in this process. Make the decision, take action. Let us be involved.
Great job
We love
tonight,
you guys.
all of you that shared.
Thanks
Thank you.
for everyone who shared.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa and Hal.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.